And I started feeling a little bit sluggish at that point. I'm like, okay, it's probably just the hormones, you know, something's going on, everything's gonna be okay. But, you know, like the feelings of being tired and exhaustion just kind of kept lingering on, and I kept just blaming it on the hormones. A lot of people at this point, whenever they're not seeing the results that they want, if they've had to start over, literally, like, they'll just quit and say, oh, this wasn't for me, it was too hard.
You wanna
Hi there.
transfer?
Today I'm training with Reed again, and we are going to be doing a shoulder workout, and it's going to be inspired by Dana Linn Bayle. We're going to be showing you everything, and then you guys have to stay tuned to the end because tomorrow I'm going to have my check-ins, and I'm going to include that in this video. So let's get this workout going. Whoop. What is up, guys, and welcome to the voiceover over this amazing shoulder workout that we have for you today. So we are going to get started with some IMs, which are, it's a swimming type of warm-up where you start off with butterflies, then you go with backstroke, then you go to breaststroke, and then you go to your freestyle. And for each one of these, you want to do about 10 reps. And Dana Linn Bayle, whenever she did it in her exercises, she only did it once. We did it 4 times because hello. So we're going to get started with front races. And the set rounds are 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10. Drop 10, and then another 10, drop 10. And each one of these, we want to make sure that we are increasing in weight. So you guys can see, Reed is here doing it as well, and he's tiring out. And it is okay to get tired out and pretty much stop. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm actually going to go and help him out to just finish up his last rep so he's not cheating on them. He's all dead. Next up, I did chest flies with dumbbells. So with these, I usually try to go a little bit lighter in weight and just really focus on the mind-muscle connection. The reason why I don't go so heavy is because I have breast implants, and the last thing I want is for one of those breast implants to just pop out. Reed's gonna be doing some presses. His shoulders are already feeling really tired, so no weight for him. And then I can't do those, so I'm gonna be doing some flies. Come on. Reed's shoulders were literally dead, so I decided to do a giant set of front races, supersetted with some upright rows, and oh man, look at those arms. Yeah. And we triple setted this with some lateral races. And I'm very happy actually watching these clips back because my body is looking really tight, and that's very exciting because it had not been like that at all for the last couple of weeks. And Reed, of course, his shoulders were already pretty sore from this giant super lateral exercise that we did in the beginning. So I decided to teach him how to do some tricep press downs. And as you guys can know, I obviously cannot do those because my triceps and biceps are huge. But I decided to do some chest flies instead because chest. Dude, look at those lines. And then we decided to do the bootcamp class. You ready? Alright guys, so we're going to be doing a bootcamp class. So we did the training. I did 45 minutes of cardio, and that wasn't enough. Reed came back because he had to drop off his brother, and I guess we're doing some boot camp. Hopefully we make it, and I know this is probably gonna be really tough, but it's okay, we got this. As you guys know, I really love boot camp, and as you guys can see, Reed was definitely dying. Poor kid. He wanted to run. I was like, no, let's do this boot camp class. He's like, okay, and obviously, like, he tried. He did really well though. I believe that was like another round that we had already done, so he was already pretty tired. But I honestly really love boot camp classes and HIIT classes just because honestly you get the best pump at them. And yes, I'm doing exercises that I'm not supposed to be doing, but please don't tell anyone. So since there's just really, really high reps, they're not going to really cause too much of a muscle gain. And I honestly could only do this maybe like once a month. Unfortunately, I have to just focus on like leg stuff. And then here's Reed killing it on the row machine. Rah! Dude, this kid killed it though. I'm so proud of him. And then he goes. And he did. Oh, glasses fell on everything. But no, he's still going. Come on, Reed. Let's go. Oh, come on. Push those glasses away. Now you're going to do the sit-ups. Boom. Boom. And boom. And then there was some thrusters. I think that's what they call these. Where, you know, you like bring up the weight up. And then some high row squats. And honestly, like you can see how my body is getting tighter and tighter as the reps go by. And then we finished off with some abs. Boom. 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 All right, guys, so that was 2.5 hours. So what happened was we did the training, and that was 70 minutes. And then he had to go because he had to drop off his brother. And then I did 45 minutes of cardio. And then he got back, he's like, you know what? I want to do 30 minutes of cardio, even though I only have 15 left. And I was like, you know what? The boot camp class is going on. So we ended up doing that, and that was really fun.
Unfortunately, I agreed.
You agreed to it?
It worked out great.
It was really fun. Hopefully there's not much sound with the wind. So we'll catch you guys at home. All right, guys, so it's almost time for me to go back to California. So, yeah, it is, what time is it?
10:05 p.m.
I leave tomorrow at 6, so I probably want to plan to like get to the airport at 4. So you guys see, I just throw my clothes here, and that's how it's been. And I can barely close the suitcase. So what I do is, if you guys see here, it's the trick to storing as much clothes as possible is you want to roll up your clothes. So I wish I would have shown you guys this before, because it was literally like a tower. But you literally just, I mean, I never know what I got, so by the time I get home, I'm just gonna like scramble it back up, which is not good. But yeah, that's my life. Always in a suitcase. That's okay. That's what I love about social media and everything that I do. But anyway, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow for my check-ins. Let's see, hopefully tomorrow, hopefully this whole workout today allowed me to lose some weight. Alright guys, so moment that you guys have all been waiting for, and that is my check-ins, and I literally had to write everything down because it's a lot. So let's just preface this by saying I've had to start prep all over from ground zero, and it's unfortunate. Like, I've been literally on prep for 6 weeks now, and yeah, only had 1 week of progress compared to with, you know, everything that I'm literally is in here. But anyway, life happens, we move on. So let me go ahead and explain to you guys what happened. So I started out 9 weeks out, and I started back February the 3rd, and I was weighing 135.8 pounds. I had a whole week of cheat meals, and then within a week I actually dropped down to 127.8, which was, you know, huge drop just from the start, and it obviously was a lot from, you know, the cheat meal that I had and from water and everything else, and my body just kind of going back down, but perfect. From then on, like, I pretty much started just losing like a pound a week, and it was going great. I started off at 135.8, then I dropped down to 127.8 on my 8 weeks out. Then at 7 weeks out, I moved to Cape Coral, where you guys saw my vlogs. I was out there in Florida, and I was working on my YouTube and my social media and all that fun stuff. But I still obviously stayed on track with all my training, all my cardio, all of my food. Everything had been on freaking point. So 7 weeks out comes around, and I'm weighing 125.8. But I start spotting on my period. And if you guys know, I actually don't ever get my period. I haven't had my period since last year in March. So I was like, oh, cool. And I started feeling a little bit sluggish at that point. I'm like, okay, it's probably just the hormones, you know, something's going on, everything's gonna be okay. But, you know, like the feelings of being tired and exhaustion just kind of kept lingering on, and I kept just blaming it on the hormones. So, but anyway, we move on. So 6 weeks out, and I am 124.6, so I drop another pound, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm still moving on. Yeah, everything's going great, perfect, yay! But the freaking tiredness and exhaustion just like escalates like crazy, and I'm literally like dragging along, just get to the gym to like do my daily tasks, to do the things that I do, and like obviously I'm pushing still. I'm, you know, doing all my content for my social medias. I'm talking to all my clients, my coaching clients, and yeah, I'm still doing all my preps, my hour cardio, my training, everything to the T. And I'm just feeling really exhausted. I'm like, there's no reason why at 6 weeks out I should feel this way. I still have a good amount of food. I still have, you know, like not that much cardio, not that much training. I don't understand why I'm feeling so exhausted. So 5 weeks comes around, and I'm the same weight as I was last week. So I'm 124.5, and I start getting sick, and I start like getting coughs and, you know, mucus and all that nastiness. And obviously the tiredness was actually caused by the sickness. It was just kind of like, so one thing that I've noticed is that my immune system is really high. So I feel like my body can fight off infections really well. I typically don't ever get sick. So when I do get sick, it's like, it's really, really rare. But anyway, I got sick. And it was all those other signs from the last weeks where I was getting tired. It was just kind of like, leading up to the sickness. So I got super sick, causing me to actually, like, I was so exhausted, guys. I like, this is something that I never do. I actually had to bring down my cardio, where I was like running, and I was doing the Stairmaster, I was doing HIIT, and I could barely do 30 minutes on the elliptical at level 10, which is like super easy for me. Like, that's like a cakewalk. And I was like, oh my God, like what? Like, I swear, I was like, it was like a funnel that I saw, and it was like, how am I supposed to be, what am I supposed to do? So I kept pushing, and I just kept getting even more sick. And it got to the point where like my body just wasn't responding. So I took, like, I had to bring down my cardio. So we decided, like Coach and I, PJ, we decided to bring down my cardio, and we decided, okay, let's just kind of go from here. So at that point, I went to Fort Lauderdale, and I went and got my IV treatment. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys check out that video. But ooh, it was amazing, guys. So that IV treatment literally like made me feel like a completely new person again. Like all my energy was back, and I also had a cheat meal the day before. I had Olive Garden, and I actually ate that meal thinking it's like, oh my God, this is gonna give me the energy that I need. And honestly, like that cheat meal did nothing at all. Though what actually did help was the IV and all the vitamins that went through my system, and just, oh God, I just felt whole again. So from there, I went to Jacksonville, and I spent a couple days up there, and my weight literally spiked up, so to 127.6. So if you guys remember, I was 124.5. So my last check-ins, 3.7, so that was yesterday. I was weighing 127.6, so my weight literally spiked up back to the weight that I was at 8 weeks out. So my body was actually looking a lot tighter than it had been in the last couple days, and it had been enough days after the cheat meal for my body to kind of like get back to normal, but it didn't. So my physique's looking different. It's looking a lot better than it has pretty much the whole 9 weeks, but the scale's saying something otherwise. Y'all, I want to win my next show, so unfortunately we did have to push the show back. So my goal was to do the Clash April 4th, which is 4 weeks out from now, and I don't think I'm gonna make it in 4 weeks. And especially, I mean, obviously I can go and step on stage in 4 weeks, but I'm not gonna look my best. So the next two options that I have are 2 other shows, one in Utah and the other one in San Diego. 4/18 is the one in Utah, which is 6 weeks out, and then the next one is 8 weeks out in San Diego, and it's May the 2nd. So based on how everything's going, I would honestly, I'm probably going to end up doing the San Diego show as my first show. So I actually have the option of choosing that show or the Pittsburgh Pro. So we'll see what I and PJ decide to do, but honestly that seems like the most logical trend to do. And it is very unfortunate, guys. You know, like it sucks. I had been on prep for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6 weeks, and to start back over has been just detrimental. But it is what it is. We move on, and we just have to keep on fighting from here. It is very unfortunate, but it's life. So from here, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna pretty much keep on going. We're gonna, you know, just start pushing further, and we're gonna take it to the next level. The reason why I wanted to kind of disclose everything that has been going on with my prep is to pretty much let you guys know that it happens. It can happen to anyone. You know, you can push as hard as you want, and sometimes your body's gonna fight you. There are things that are not gonna be under your control, and you have to just keep on moving from here. A lot of people at this point, whenever they're not seeing the results that they want, or they've had to start over, literally, like, they'll just quit and say, oh, this wasn't for me, it was too hard, isn't that luckily for me. I've had plenty of experience with competing, so I know exactly how things are supposed to go. And the reality is, for me, is like, this is a lifestyle, and I eat a carb cycle year round, I do an hour cardio year round, and, you know, like, if I don't have cheat meals, I don't have cheat meals. It is what it is. So it's unfortunate. It is what it is. But once again, we move on. And I'm excited for the next couple shows. And the last thing I wanted is to push my body to a limit where it was just going to drag on. And there's a huge difference between pushing your body to its limits and then pushing your body through sickness and unhealthiness. And if you're noticing that you are unhealthy and that you are not able to complete things the way you're supposed to normally, then, you know, sometimes you have to sit back and reflect, okay, am I doing everything, like, am I just making excuses? Am I just being lazy? Or is it something that's actually going on physically that I'm not being able to complete? So we all get tired, we all get hungry during prep. It is normal, but once again, you have to determine where you're at and what you need to do. So, you know, sometimes I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I feel like such a slum. Like, I'm so lazy. I mean, look, you can even hear the cough still that I have, but I feel 100%, so that's great. And I'm excited for this next shows. I feel like this year is going to be my year, and, you know, sometimes we have these step backs, and they're just there to show you that you can do it. So with that being said, I'm starting over 8 weeks out or 6 weeks out. I have to talk to my coach next check-ins, which is not tomorrow, but the next day. And we're going to kill it. So once again, I'm here in California. I don't know if I already said that or not. And let's get this prep on a roll. I thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe and like button. And if you have any questions, make sure you guys comment below. Mother.